The gluteus maximus is the main power of the lower body. Explosive hips require a highly functioning gluteus maximus. The muscle runs from the sacrum and rim of the ilium and trails down the back of the femur. It can perform hip extension, external rotation, and even adduction of the hip. The amount of time it takes to go from hip flexion to hip extension or upright standing is a tremendous source of generating power in the body. This is how athletes generate power from their hips, by closing the gap from hip flexion to hip extension. It's important to note that over-tightened hip flexors can make it nearly impossible to turn on the glutes. As such, tight hip flexors are the enemy of gluteal function and explosiveness. Usually, trigger points in the gluteus maximus cause pain that stays local to the cheek, as you can see in green. Feel the tissue of the glute maximus with your fingers, sifting back and forth as if you were playing the piano. Look for tissue changes similar to those highlighted in the soft tissue changes after injury chart. A positive test will feature tenderness or pain with palpation, or an isolated adhesion matching the description in the chart. For this first protocol, we'll use a foam roller. Realize that there's more to foam rolling than simply rolling back and forth. The intent is to get on the target tissue and hold pressure deeply to get the adhesion to release. Begin by laying face up with a foam roller under your rear end. Scan back and forth by rolling to find the tender point. Hold direct pressure with this contact until the pain lessens. Place the hands behind you and consider rocking to one side to put more weight on the point of contact. You may even place one leg on top of the other to try to increase pressure. Don't forget to work the muscle origin at the ilium and the sacrum. Resist the urge to roll into the lower back. Rolling the low back in this manner could jam the facets together and damage the spine. Keep in mind that a harder surface, like a 4-inch PVC pipe, would create more pressure on the adhesions than a standard foam roller. This could mean better tissue mobilization. This protocol will use a monster band. Using these mobility bands allows you to get a much more profound stretch than what you would get from just a bodyweight stretch. The gluteus maximus muscle is a huge muscle, and doing a simple stretch like pigeon may not be enough to get at the tightest portions of the muscle. I invite you to brainstorm ways that you can feature a mobility band into any stretch, as it could make that stretch much more effective. Begin by attaching a medium heavy band onto an upright. Holding it in both hands, take a giant step back and lie down. On the ground, slip the leg into the band and slide all the way up to the hip crease. Keep breathing as you pull the knee into your chest with both hands. Perform this stretch at least 90 seconds. You can work the smaller, deeper muscles of the hip like the piriformis by bending both knees to 90 degrees while laying face up and putting the ankle of the banded leg on the opposite knee. Hi, Dr. Nick here from MobilityWODShop.com. The best treatments of the glutes are specific to your knots, which is why a simple gravity stretch isn't going to get it done. Head on over to MobilityWODShop.com and grab a nice foam roller, or grab some bands and get started on your hip mobility. Mobile hips are the best way to have a happy low back and knees, so grab your tools today.